Hello, dear friends. Let's see what October of 2019 brings. It may be the calm before the storm that will come later this year and at the beginning of the next year. So first of all, the full moon is on the 13th of October in the Aries sign, and new moon is on the 28th of October. It will be in Scorpio sign. There are many interesting transits this month. I will mention some, the most important, of course. The Sun is in Libra until the 24th, later is in Scorpio. And for example, on the 1st of October, Venus square Pluto, we'll see what will that mean. The 4th, Mercury is in Scorpio already. 7th, Mercury makes opposition to Uranus. At the 7th, Sun square Saturn. These are a little bit tough aspects. But later on, there are very harmonious aspects. For example, on the 19th, Mercury sextiles Pluto, or on the 20th, Venus sextiles Saturn, and so on until the last day, what is the 30th of October, when Mercury makes conjunction with Venus. So there are different types of transits, but really quite many of them. So at the beginning of the month, the Sun, Venus, and Mercury are in Libra, which means that it is the time for diplomacy, new treaties, agreements, for making new partnerships and finding harmony in life and in relationships. However, Venus and Mercury are quickly leaving the Libra sign, and from the October the 10th, power struggles are beginning, hidden emotions and secret erotic desires are appearing, and everything is ruffled up because those planets are going into the Scorpio sign. At the mundane level, developments in China and Hong Kong are attracting our attention. Why? Because China is Libra sign, or China is symbolized by Libra sign, and that has been, China has been brought to a state of imbalance by the events in the south of the country. And the state of imbalance is the worst possible position for every Libra sign. So many, I guess, many will be very surprised when China will speed off their way of making decisions in the fall. And I think that China will be more ready to solve things in a tough way than maybe others are expecting in this time. Many diplomatic efforts will lead to conflicts in many parts of the world, not only in China, which is maybe unusual when Sun is in Libra, but it is so. In fact, it is the most critical mid-month. The beginning of the month and the end of the month give some stability in both relationships and finances. So we would say in astrology, the second decade of Libra will be the tough period. And in the personal lives of individuals, October will be, as we described it, better for the first 10 days and after the 20th day of the month. October is generally known as the wedding month in many countries in the world, but this year it is good to organize weddings only for the first 5 days of the month. In October 2019, there are a lot of secret manipulations and hidden agendas, hidden from the eyes of the public, also hidden in our lives of individuals. So in some way, we can say that October 2019 is Scorpio-like. While the Sun is in Libra, we are dominated by the planet Venus. This planet talks about our aesthetic needs and how we experience the beautiful and worthwhile. Venus symbolizes our attraction and also our power to attract what we want to have. In contrast with Mars, which speaks of the human ability to take what he wants in an active way. So let's say that Venus is passive and Mars is active in that regards to that what they want to achieve. Libra is passing, but Libra, not Libra, just Venus that rules Libra is passing, but is beautiful. So it has a way to attract. While Mars does not need to be beautiful, whatever it is, any kind of Mars is good if he has strong will. Based on the characteristics of the Venus in horoscope of an individual, we can find out whether one finds himself, herself attractive, whether he has good personal relationships, whether he has money and what kind of partner or erotic life he or she has. I have written and talked about Mars and Venus and partnerships in general in the online seminars. I have many online seminars where I talk about that, but they are now, for now, I offer them only in Czech and Serbian languages at my website symbolicthinking.net. Maybe one day they will be also in English. But if you want to talk about those things through your horoscope, you can order personal consultations with me, and then I will describe to you through your horoscope that what I'm describing in my seminars in other languages. In those seminars, for example, I explained that in the horoscope of a woman, Venus denotes how woman loves and what she needs to feel loved. And Venus in the horoscope of a man indicates what his ideal woman is. What is his idea of the ideal woman that he has usually in his life or he wants to have. There are my two videos on the YouTube about Venus. Let me also mention that. In both of those videos I speak about retrograde Venus, but doesn't matter. There is a video from the previous year. The name of the video is Retrograde Venus in Scorpio 2018, a speciality of Venice. So if you want, you can see that video to see what Venus is doing in the sign of Scorpio, as this October Venus will be in Scorpio. You know, it will be very strong because it is the ruler of the sun that is in Libra. You know, so it's good to know what Venus in Scorpio brings to us. This month, in the October 2019, Venus makes the most important aspects from the 20th to 25th of October. This is a really good period for Venus. And actually, it is a good period for Libras and those who are ruled by Venus, which is also Taurus. There can be also other people who have strong Venus in their horoscope sign. And speaking of eroticism, attraction, partnership, those days will possibly bring a dream lover to many of us, potentially romantic and passionate at the same time. So from the 20th to 25th of October. At the end of October, Scorpions begin a new annual cycle, starting with the new moon. Some Scorpios will be ready for a fresh start after their birthdays, not during this new moon, which is better. Usually we need to wait like 7 days after our birthday to start a new year cycle, to make plans. We are ready and fresh in that time and so on. But Aries this month, in the October this month, they will feel around the full moon that falls on the 13th of October, that one semi-annual phase finishes. Perhaps many Aries people in the last 6 months were trying to do something. Maybe it was tough in some periods. It looked that they need to work more or that they have more obstacles that they wanted. But now from October on, that it will be completed and they will feel that they did well. Since October the 5th, Mars will be in Libra sign, and it is there in its detriment. Mars is trying there to find solutions and is behaving diplomatically, but it is not his favorite business. Mars is not really good in this. So it's interesting, October is interesting in that way that Mars and Venus are exchanging their roles. Astrological is saying they're in the position of mutual reception. So Venus is quite aggressive and tough, while Mars is diplomatic and trying to understand others. So this creates confusion, not only on the world level, as we said about China You know, China as a balanced country really needs this balance, but it will have to act in a way that China does not want to act. You know, so it can be also in the lives of individuals, you know, people who are nice and calm Venus types, you know, they have to be more, maybe more even aggressive in a positive way. I'm not saying this in a bad way. While those who are usually our leaders or who inspire us, they're saying, oh, just be calmer and wait, you know. So it's a little bit strange. It can create confusion in relationships. Mercury is also in Scorpio this October. So it will also be there in November and will be retrograde there in November. So we will have Mercury in Scorpio for quite a long time this autumn. Apart from the October, middle of October and 7th of October also, when Mercury opposes Uranus, and on the 7th of October when Mercury opposes Uranus, he creates anxiety or causes some sudden reversals or unexpected things, you know, especially maybe people break up some deals or things like that. So except for those days, other days during this month, actually Mercury is very well positioned. Especially after the 19th of October until the end of the month, Mercury is very active, is very penetrating. It is allowing us to do businesses or to resolve disputes by using our personal magnetism and intelligence. There are not many times like this with Mercury in October 2019. So if you are studying, if you are doing things in marketing, if you are dealing with people, making agreements, or you are a lawyer, for example, be brave in the second part of October. So that's what I wanted to say generally. So let's now see what will this month bring to each zodiac sign. Let's speak through signs. People like that, so we'll speak for every sign of the zodiac. But of course, in such videos, I always choose what to say. That I make comments on few aspects that are active during 1 month. And if you want to know more about yourself, of course, order personal consultations with me. Otherwise, this will maybe not work for you because perhaps you have planets somewhere else in the concrete zodiac sign and you react differently. But I always try to say something in general that usually works for majority of people who have planets in that concrete astrological sign. So Aries, we said around the 13th, Aries will have a sense of the end of something and potentially feel the fulfillment. If it is so, that's perfect. They have achieved much this year and are also seeing maybe now some significant results. In October, it's time to see the results. At the beginning of the month, partnership life is emphasized, and it would be good for them to make moves in this area of life. Maybe they can start the relationship, maybe they can start living with somebody together. Many areas are starting this, live together with the partner, creating new home or environment with somebody. Or they can maybe understand better others who are there, with whom they are in a partnership relationship, whether it is business or a personal partnership. Jupiter helps Aries people this month quite a lot because it triggers the planets in Aries sign, you know. And Jupiter is now quite strong. It is wiser than at the beginning of this year. And it is especially beneficial for Aries people who have planets around the 20th degree or after the 20th degree of Aries. So yes, Aries are this month happy and ready for adventures and new challenges. It is perfect time for them actually. Taurus people, from the October 9th onwards, for almost 2 months, transits will emphasize partnership life. So, not only partnership life, but also finances, because this move of Venus is very important for Taurus people because they are ruled by Venus. So, It is interesting period for them in terms of business relationships, if through this business they make money, or even more in the sphere of intimate partnership. So this is very actually erotic phase for all Taurus, especially for those who have natal planets around the 5th degree of Taurus, or also for those who have planets around the 5th degrees of Scorpio. There can be maybe changes in that what they found attractive. If they were attracted but with one kind of people before, now there can be a big change in this. And also because of that, there can be some sudden love adventures also. In the same way, can be in the sphere of finances. Many Taurus people will try to start to invest in something completely different than from now, or people who don't invest anything, they will understand money in a completely different way. There will be changes, and changes of value and of that what they like. So yeah, we'll see what will bring to them. Taurus are changing and changing, we know, with Uranus. Gemini. Gemini people communicate in a deeper way than usual this year, and October is like a mirror for them. October will show to them what did they learn about new type of communication. Now Gemini people make contracts and contacts in a more serious way than before. And if they even did not learn that during the year, October will be good to learn that. Gemini also have a tendency this month and next month to have to hide something, to have many secrets at their job, or connected to their accounts or their finances or some agreements they're making. Those who are going to the school, maybe they're hiding things, what they're doing in that school, are they doing their exams well or not, things like that. Quite many secrets are there. Of course, it is always better to be transparent and honest in all of the matters of life, but sometimes, yes, we have to do things in secret. Gemini have to be careful about secrets. If they have too many secrets this month, then in November they will have to solve this. If they were hiding too much in November, they will have to deal with that even deeper. So try to be transparent if it's possible, as much as it's possible, even during this month. But for Gemini people, still, it is great time for business, finances, doing exams, communicating, especially on the 14th, 19th, and the 30th day of October. So generally the second half of the month is very interesting for Gemini people, and it will be very powerful. Cancer or Crab. It's better to say Crab. Crab people will be very active around the full moon, which occurs on the 13th of this month. And also all cardinal signs, so crabs also, potentially will be triggered around the 7th of October, when the sun makes square to Saturn. This day they can feel insecure or maybe stuck in the situation, or maybe feeling some very strong tension, but squares are usually good, Squares can be very useful because they teach us how to change something that we are not satisfied with. So if the lessons come, accept those lessons and try to get through them, try to learn from them as much as you can. Otherwise, most of the month, Venus and Mercury are in Scorpio, triggering planets in the Crab sign, which makes October for them potentially very pleasant, especially when we speak about partnership and relationships, or erotic adventures, also quite good for Cancer people. During this October, actually crabs are more communicative and more open to others than usual, especially on that deep emotional level, which they are good at. When they open, they're really good in this exchanging emotions with others in a deep level. Leo. For Leo people, it is better period in the first decade of the month, so let's say up to the 10th of October, Why the planets are mostly in Libra sign? Because those planets will make sextile to Leo. But later in the month, thanks to the sextile which they will have from the Mars, they are going to do quite well also. Mars, from the 10th of October, especially Mars gives them determination to write, to travel, publish, communicate. Can be good for Leo people who are working with children, who are training children or doing some creative work with children also. Excellent time for that. There is a little tense in the second half of the month when emotions can be on high because of some family issues, and those family issues or some emotional troubles can push Leo people to solve some of them. Maybe you can push them to deal with them even if they didn't want to do that, but it's good, we should try to understand whatever comes, because everything that we solve now we are not going to solve tomorrow. So yes, if there is something to understand better in this very intimate part of life where it's the family and deeper emotions, do it. Why not? Virgos. Virgos can change or improve their jobs or make more money this month. And many Virgos can even discover new talents within themselves. Perhaps those talents were always there, but they were not enlightened, and now they will be. If so far Virgos have worked on some kind of regeneration or some kind of psychological transformation of themselves or others, the results will be very visible in October, and Virgo people will try to trusting themselves more in this area of their life. And so far as I know, many Virgo people are involved in such issues. So October quite good for that, discovering how good they are in that what they do. Libra. Of course, Libras are the favorite of the sky in October. But as we said, the month is very Scorpion-like. So Libra should have more willpower this month, it's not bad, more determination, and be more active than usual. Mars in their sign is particularly important for them this month. Actually, Mars in Libra is not good in general in astrology, but it is good for Libras because it gives them more determination than usually. Libras can hesitate and be passive sometimes, so Mars can be actually good for them. They also have a strong erotic desire this month, the same as Taurus, Scorpio, Aries, and some other signs have. If they can satisfy those desires, fine. If not, it will be good for Libras to devote themselves to their aesthetic needs or finances. This will be good sublimation. The best day for that is actually around the 21st of October. Actually, those last 10 days of October can be quite good for Libras. Very good indeed. Scorpio. We said the Scorpio people enter a new 1-year cycle. They're doing quite well this autumn. They're studying, learning, dealing with issues, maybe a little secretly, trying to make their mind clear. That's very important. In October and November, Scorpio people need to make their mind clear about that, what they want, how they will deal with people, with businesses, whatever they're involved in. It is also possible that many Scorpio people expect too much from themselves. So if it is so, try to be modest in a way about your expectations, and analyze your situation. Don't be too critical. Don't expect too much. For example, immediately around the 1st of October, Scorpio people will examine themselves or their needs and their expectations towards their finances and so on. If they have, for example, too much desires, it can also be trouble, So immediately at the beginning of the month will show this to them. But in October, they gather strength, they learn a lot, they regenerate quite well. And from November on, they will be ready and fresh for new things, you know. Jupiter also helps them in those matters. Through this autumn, with some minor fluctuations, it is a very good period for Scorpio people, for business, for learning, partnership, and finances. There are many things that are opening now for Scorpio people in an interesting way. Actually, next year, many Scorpio people will make quite big life decisions, you know. Why is it so? Well, because Saturn will make conjunction next year with the Pluto, that is ruler of Scorpio, you know. So serious time is coming for Scorpio people. So that's why it's now good to use this October or November for analyzing what they want to do. Sagittarius. Sagittarius are doing very well in October with the help of Jupiter. Of course, Jupiter is the best now for them, as we said already. In the August and September videos, I mentioned the transit of Jupiter, and there are also special videos on YouTube about transit of Jupiter in Sagittarius. Please have a look at all of those videos if you have planets in Sagittarius to see what is happening there. I recommend these videos for all of those who have planets in Sagittarius. Maybe most of you saw them, maybe some not, so that's why I'm saying it. October is better for Sagittarius than previous month, and previous month was better than the previous month, and so they're doing better and better. In my special video for September 2019, I explained there that Jupiter is not the planet of material manifestation. Jupiter cannot bring you a car or a house. But if you believe that you deserve in this life to have a car or a house or whatever, then Jupiter will help you. This is the planet of believing systems. This is the planet of our inner trust. So everything that we have in life is according to that, what do we believe in? This is what Jupiter is saying. So Jupiter in Sagittarius is excellent for Sagittarius people, but they have to be in a way spiritual, they have to be moral, they have to know what is happening inside of them. And then later on, when they don't make those things clear, this transit is excellent. So, yes, this month in October, Sun makes sextile to their planets, that they have planets in Sagittarius, and Jupiter is also there, you know. So new impulses are coming, new ways of self-realization, new understanding of oneself, or one's professional life also. Venus in Scorpio does not bother Sagittarius people at all in October. In fact, it adds to them a bit of charm, gives them a touch of a mystery, and leads them to work towards secret love affairs. That will be an excellent thing for many Sagittarius people this month to do and to relax in a way. Capricorn. The planets that are in Libra are squaring Capricorn, you know, so there is a tension, especially around the 7th of October. We mentioned this day already, the square between the Sun and Saturn. But squares are good, because squares are teaching us to move on by solving the situation. Many Capricorn people will have to solve their professional or job matters. But generally, Libra and Capricorn are basically similar and compatible signs. So they're doing quite well together. Capricorns can try to smooth relationship with others and shine, especially in the career field, but maybe in other fields of life also. If they can make it this month, October, I congratulate to everyone if they succeeded. Also, it can be interesting for those who are dealing with lawyers at the court or something. You know, if you make people there to trust you, if you make situation clear in those areas of life, fantastic. If not, at the end of this year and the beginning of the 2020, anyway, there are huge life changes, you know, so don't worry. You do something now or not, doesn't matter. Things are coming your way. It is just important for Capricorn people to be strong. This is the only thing that they have to be now. Aquarius. October is very good for them to travel and study, if they didn't do that already, you know. So maybe if they travel, if they study something new, they are now inspired. Or maybe they will do that in October. Autumn is good for those things. For Aquarius people. Aquarius people are compatible with Sun in Libra. They are both air signs. So when they are trine from Libra, not trine, yeah, trine from the planet Sun with Sun in Libra will make a trine to their planets in Aquarius. So in this time they can exchange many ideas, many new ideas will come to them. Gradually, from September, October on, many Aquarius people find new goals in life, know what to do. And of course, we all know that next year Saturn is entering Aquarius sign. This is a grand new beginning for many Aquarius people. And October will be important because in October this year, many will create ideas about that, what they will later on manifest. Yeah, by speaking about Saturn, we do speak about manifestation. So Pisces have the ability to better understand their emotional and erotic life, which they always want to understand, of course, or will start a new phase in the area of self-realization. Self-realization by the help of others, perhaps. For Pisces people, if there is their watery sign, for them it's very good to have close relationship with someone, for example, to be satisfied in erotic sphere of life, and then later on they are doing well, in other spheres of life. This works for all watery signs. It's interesting, Pisces can be more active in October than usually in practicing yoga or learning some Eastern or exotic philosophies, or generally learning from some new life philosophy. And the change in this sphere of in their life philosophy, or how they see the universe or life in general, or their position in life in general, then they will, according to that, make changes in some concrete areas of life, of course, So it is also triggered their area of life that is about finances. So maybe they will deal with banks or loans, or if they have some credits from bank, they will understand now this in a new way. Maybe some people will apply for grants. Maybe there are going to be changes in the expectations about the money that they expected to get from somebody. Or they will not even ask for that, because now they understand better what they actually want, So there can be some new ideas about life in general, new inspiration through some life philosophy, through some philosophies from other countries, and there can be changes about finances and dealing with banks, most probably, if Piscean people are involved in anything like this. And that is all for now. If you wish to have personal consultations with me, you can order consultations based on astrological psychology or spiritual astrology. That's what I'm doing special. That's my speciality, let's say. All contacts will be under this video on YouTube. There you will see under this YouTube channel, there will be links, but you can also go to my website, symbolicthinking.net, and you will see that they also offer other types of consultancy based on Thetahealing, which is one sort of spiritual energetic feeling. And I also offer consultancy based on Feng Shui, which is Chinese art of dealing with the energy of the environment. There are some astrological readings. They also record and send in audio form. That is, for example, what is the meaning of my existence, the most important life transits, or next 3-year transits. I also offer from this year a course of astrology. This is online course, Basics of Tropical Astrology, which is specially designed for beginners. It's interactive. You can answer the questions by touching the screen and learn in a modern way, in such a way that you can actually memorize quickly all of this, how it is designed, this course. So yeah, you can check also my demo video about this to see what is this course about. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like it and share it if possible. And thank you very much in advance for that. So see you soon, and I wish you to enjoy everything that is beautiful and good at the same time during the whole month